when did you actually start? Like, cause you had already. You say you mentioned you got the DJ equipment around your junior year of high school when your brother traded them. But when did you actually start doing parties?
I actually started a party 2 weeks after that. I was still in the basement just playing around. Somebody called me like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "I'm DJing." I'm just like talking shit like, "Oh, I got a party for you." And I'm thinking to myself like, "Nigga, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing." They're like, "Man, just you popular, everybody know you, nigga. We about to just turn up." And I just took the equipment that was down there, took it to the party. You know how to set the shit up. Ended up blowing the speakers. Had to run back home, get some more speakers. Like really like fuck the party up, but everybody fuck with me so much it was just like whatever. But that wasn't even really when I took it serious. I took it serious when I what was that? When I moved back here from Tallahassee. I had went to Eastern Michigan. That's when me and Darko was there together, and I had moved to Tallahassee. Went to TCC, the community college down there, and I was going to FAMU. And I got into a lot of trouble in Tallahassee. Caught a felony, moved back up here. Got a job at Michigan Works. I used to work at Oak Park High School. I used to be the nigga with the keys to open the doors for everybody for the computer labs. I worked that bitch for 2 weeks. And then Michigan Works called me, said you fired because your fingerprints came back dirty as a felon. So that's when, that's an untold story I never told. That's when shit really popped off because at that point in my life, I ain't really got no cheese no more. My mom and dad ain't funding me on shit. All I knew was the hustle, you know what I'm saying? And I went to college to be a fucking math teacher. All I know is numbers. I know numbers, I know how to write them down, look them up, and I just apply what I knew in real life to my real life. That's all DJing is numbers, you know what I'm saying? Adding, subtracting, and shit, that shit work. Shit, for real, for real.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you said that at one point that your name was DJBJ Drama because of you you actually idolizing DJ Drama. Yeah. So like me knowing you today and knowing like how you are when it comes to branding and marketing, what was that? Like what was?
And it's funny you saying that because you smoking, and the first time I hit a blunt, that's when everything went like this. So I'm in my dorm room in high school, in college, and my roommate, his name was Robert. I never smoked, and then he like, "Man, just hit this blunt," you know what I'm saying? Hit the blunt, got paranoid as fuck, like couldn't walk back to my dorm room. But once I settled down, I just started thinking of shit. I started thinking about money. I'm just like, nigga, I need to blow, I need to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And I just started researching shit. I started researching brands like Fendi, Gucci, Prada. And I'm thinking like, why do people like these brands? Why do people fuck with these brands? Like, they don't even know about it. And snap again, that's why they fuck with them. It's exclusive and they don't know about it. You don't know who the fuck run behind that shit. And the same thing goes for, I try to figure out how to get paid twice. That's what life is about, having 7 incomes. But like, I'm figuring out with me as a person, how can I get paid double for the same thing? So I started researching Diddy and Bad Boy, Master P, No Limit. If Diddy get paid, Diddy get paid. If Bad Boy get paid, Diddy still get paid. Same thing with Master P. Master P get paid for something, he get paid. No Limit get paid, Master P still getting paid. So I'm like, fuck, let me create something that's not me, that'll be about me, that other people can buy into, but that they don't fucking know about. And that's where 3525 came into play. I had my no key, I was playing the fucking Snake game, and I had just typed in DJBJ on my phone, and 3525 popped up. So I came home, one of the breaks, went to Northland Mall, I put 3525 on the shirt. Motherfuckers like, "What's that, man? What is that? Give me some merch. What is that? What's the number? Is it the lottery? What is it?" And for 10 years, I ain't telling nobody shit. I just say, man, I'm just branding.
And you know the irony behind you branding your name like that is that the Doughboyz Cashout, they actually 2676 because of Cash Out Rich nigga. So that's actually like very ironic that you decided to brand yourself like that, and they kind of did the same thing with the 2676. Even the numbers are similar because you have 2 5s, they got 2 6s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so moving forward, man, let's talk about when you like how and when did you actually meet Shorty?
Fucking crazy story. So,
And for those who don't know, we talking about Shorty Da Prince.
SDP, Reggie's son.
Yeah.
So Shorty, I was actually doing a club. This one, Burst on Broadway, was popping. Downtown on the strip on Broadway. It was one of them nights where I'm really sitting at home. They got a bunch of levels. So they call a DJ once one level fill up, it's time to move up. So the fire marshal's gonna come. So now it's time for the third level. So the owner called me like, man, come down, man. I got $50 for you to come to this party. I'm like, man, $50? I'm really ain't doing shit. I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So, and by this time I'm DJBJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all the way, but the name is forming, it's building. I'm really DJing now. You know what I'm saying? So went down there, set up, you know what I'm saying, nobody on my flow, and then my flow just got the rocking. It got the rocking so hard, niggas taking their shirts off, it's hot. And this one dude walk up, he like, man, it's hot as fuck up here, but you got this bitch banging. He like, what's your name? And it's Shorty. He like, man, I'm a new dude in town from St. Louis. They looking for a mixer on my show, on the radio. I'm like, nigga, on the radio? He like, yeah. He like, man, here go my boss number. Give her a call. So I went home that night. I asked my daddy, I said, man, when should I call her and what should I say? He said, do whatever you feel. So the next day I woke up. It was a Sunday. And he had told me, Shorty told me, hey, man, wait till Monday to call her. But I'm like, fuck that. Called her on Sunday and she didn't pick up. I left her a voicemail. I said, hey, I heard you the boss of the radio station. I said, I'm the hottest young nigga in the streets. You need to fuck with me. That's exactly what I left on her voicemail. Never got a phone call back. So then I seen the station put a Twitter post up like, we're looking for a new mixer. Submit your submissions, submit your mixes. So I submitted my mix. I got into a bunch of good hands. LaRon here, DJ Trickster. And it got into the station. I got a phone call. And so I got in there, signing my paperwork. I had won a thing from online for the best mix. And while I'm signing my paperwork, Shorty walk in. And my boss like, now look at this young, nice black man we got. Besides that ignorant, dumbass nigga you had calling my phone. And then Shorty like, that's the nigga. And ever after that, my boss knew, like, she couldn't control us. So we broke so many rules on radio. We was like, we used to steal the station trucks, get drunk, joyride. We used to break into the little station thing with all the t-shirts, drive down Jefferson to the concerts, throwing shirts out. We did everything we wasn't supposed to do. Because my rule of life is I'm going to ask for forgiveness before I ask for permission. Because you're going to be mad as fuck if this shit work. Then you're going to be mad as fuck if I ask you and you say no, and then you see somebody else do it and it work. So I'm never going to ask for permission. I'm going to ask for forgiveness. Like, my bad, I'm sorry for doing that. But if it would have worked, you probably would have fucked with us. You know what I'm saying? But that's what got us going on radio. By not asking nobody, we just broke all the rules.
Right. So I was going to ask you that. So speaking on the rules not applying to you, you actually were a part of breaking a record that I would say is probably the most significant record in Detroit history. Like, and I think now that makes more sense than if I would have said this when that record was actually broken, but I Doughboyz. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most significant record broken in Detroit history. Because, I mean, it was like the threshold of everything that you're seeing right now.
Facts.
So let's speak on you breaking our Doughboyz. Before I ask my next question, let me ask that how, like, what led up to that? Like, how did you get the song, and what made you know that you were going to play this song on the radio?
Well, for one, when I got on air, rule number one was no local music unless it's approved. That was rule number one. The only local artist I had ever heard on radio before that was KDZ in my hood, Stretch Money, Take Money to Make Money, and all the Tone hits. That's all the, like, from my era of the records I heard. And maybe some Street Lords and Cheddar Boys, Eastside Cheddar Boys back then, you know what I'm saying? But that's all I had ever heard on radio. So I knew once I got on air, I'm like, I'm putting my niggas on. Like, we the hottest niggas in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting my niggas on. So when I Doughboyz dropped, I'm in the club, so I'm watching how this shit go into the clubs. So I'm like, I always go back home and I think, and I manifest. I said, how can I make the radio fuck with me more? And the only way I can get the radio to fuck with me more is to do what? Is to bring new listeners. At that time, it wasn't, I think, iPads. I mean, wasn't really no iPhones like that. People didn't have streaming services like that. You know what I'm saying? So either you had the shit on CD or you had to get it somewhere. You was on LimeWire, downloading the shit, whatever. So I'm like, man, let me get my demographic to come fuck with me on radio. And the only way to fuck with me on radio is to play the shit that they want to hear in the club. And to play my niggas who you can touch. You got a song on the radio with young niggas who out here fooling who you may pull up to a liquor store and see these niggas. And you just heard them on the radio. It just make everything make sense. So I told my boss, I said, I got this one song that's going so crazy in the club. I said, you gonna let me play it? She said, what's it called? And I laughed. I said, it's called A Dog. She said, hell no, you're not gonna downgrade women on my station. And like I said, once again, she told me no, but I said, fuck it. Boom. Dropped it, and she put me on like leave. Like, you disobeyed me. But boom. Request coming back. This is when people still calling and requesting. All they is, a dog host. New listeners, a dog host. This. So, went back into her office, and she laughing, because I know. I'm like, it worked, didn't it? Yeah, so just let me and Shorty do us. Don't ask us nothing, just let us do us. And after that, everything just kept going, from my dog host to Dusty, I'm Out Here, to Thick Bitch, to Good Ass Day, to just everything. And then it got so oversaturated, she said, stop playing local music inside your mix. I'm going to give you your own show on Sunday. So that's when Imported from the D came about. She said, I'm going to give you your own hour on Sunday to play all Detroit music. And that's when shit just turned up even more, because now I could play more Detroit shit. Now I could play way more unfamiliar, familiar, boom, boom, boom. And once again, the shit just worked. And that was my way of, that's what I hate about radio people now, because they in that bitch doing a job. They go in that bitch, do their job, go the fuck home. No, you supposed to use that platform to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really make more money with the radio if you know how to go get the sponsors, go get the endorsers, and to build platforms on that bitch. You can't just go in that bitch and do your job, and you're gonna be that bitch for forever.
Right.